Welcome to the panel discussion at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. This is in celebration of Mother's Day, which is coming on 11th May. So, this is a special episode dedicated to all the mothers out there in India and around the world. So, there is a saying of Patricia Clafford: you can do anything, but not everything, at least not all at once. So, with this sentence, uh, it's a very powerful one. So, all those women out there, as they are balancing a thriving career with a fulfilling family life, isn't just a goal, it's a deeply personal journey filled with invisible compromises, silent strength, and whole choices. In this special panel discussion, we bring together phenomenal women who open up about navigating societal expectations, mom guilt, professional aspirations, and everything in between. The stories are raw, real, and incredibly relatable. So join us for this honest, warm, and much needed conversation. Our discussion will spotlight both their challenges and the triumphs of this evolving journey, not just as professionals, but as human beings, growing through every role they carry. And they all have got inspiring stories, as they have all been featured on the Coffee Corner show as a guest speaker. And so watch their episodes also after this panel discussion. So you will come to know, okay, why they have been chosen for their to become as a panelist. So welcome. So I'll just introduce our panelist. So my first panelist is Debeshi Chakraborty, an inspiring leader and a certified leadership coach who has guided over 500 professionals, including C-suite executives, to discover their potential and climb their Mount Never Rest. It's, so watch this episode. You'll come to know what Debeshi had shared. So I'm promoting your episodes also.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It feels like
So next,
coming back home. Thank you.
yeah, thank you for that. So you're all part of the Coffee Tribe community. We now,
Yes.
we, I'm a fan of now, become fan of Ekta Kapoor. Everything starts with K. Okay, so our next panelist is Ravina Rajpal,
Um,
a dynamic legal professional with expertise spanning corporate law, intellectual property, media, sports law, real estate, and commodities markets. So, welcome, Ravina. And we did in person coffee shoot. So, I'm just making others jealous.
yes, looking forward for another fun panel discussion.
Yeah. So, my third panelist is Mital Salia.
Hi.
Hi. Founder and game therapist of Khel Khel Mein, known for her innovative approach to mental wellness and brain fitness through games. Mital is not only a passionate educator but also a trailblazer in experiential learning. So, welcome, Mital. We shall plan a game therapy session for
Definitely,
coffee
yeah.
speakers. Hmm. So that will be
Looking
now a
Thank you so
meetup
much.
also, and getting one
Yes,
coffee speaker to come and showcase and some engagement activities. So
absolutely.
welcome, Mital. So my
Thank
fourth
you.
panelist is CA Parinita Adukia, a
Hi,
coach.
hi everyone.
Hi. A coach who has transformed over 25,000 professionals and a branding expert. Parinita is on a mission to help chartered accountants and financial professionals build a powerful yet ethical presence. So, welcome, Parinita. And you will be required for another session like CA Day and Doctor's Day is coming up. So, we are planning something to help them personal branding on in their journey. So, that will be part of CA Day and Doctor's Day. So, just informing
Any
our
day.
speaker in advance what, because last time we did sorry, CA Day and Doctor's Day where CA three generations were there in one frame.
Wow, fantastic.
So with you coming up, I had some plans and said, okay,
Sure,
bye, we'll discuss that later.
sure.
So, uh, so welcome all panelists to today's special episode, the panel discussion on managing family and career. So the ground rules are, I'll say the questions and anyone it is open to, one by one, they can raise their hands and come and start the discussion and others can add value to the conversations. So my first question for mom panelists out there: what does balance mean to you when it comes to managing both family and career?
So
So who's coming first?
I'll start. So in my
Yeah, yeah.
opinion, yes. So in my opinion, balance isn't always a perfect 50-50. I think perfection is myth. I think there are many times when we need to be 100% at work and 100% at family. So balance is figuring out a way of how to, be in places as and when required.
I think
So
Ravina rightly said it's never, 100% your, matlab 50% your, okay, I'll balance it out. It's always there'll be some percentages, and even physically, if you're at one place, mentally you are at some other place. So it's never a perfect balance. But I think balance, if we can, use the word prioritization. If work is my priority and I understand this, and then balance it out with my family, is something when you can create a good balance in the rapport and the relationships also. So I think that's what needs to be understood.
Nice. I'll just add to what Ravina and Parinita is saying. So personally, for me, we all have a dual nature. Okay. And there's duality, like if you have top, you have bottom. So every moment we have a choice, and balance is the power to be able to distinguish that moment what you are choosing. And the definition and the choice cannot be benchmarked, right? This person has balanced life and the other person is not. It's very personal, like the thumbprint of our finger, it's unique. The definition of balance at that moment is very unique. Now, what these choices are causing to the people around us, is it causing joy? Is it causing togetherness? I think that in a period of time, that is what we should think of when we are making those choices. So and when we're making it, we don't remember the word balance, right, Parinita, Ravina? We are making those choices being led by a future goal, and for mothers, it's the goal is mostly outside us. It's a family member or an intention. So I would say that is a matter of choice and embracing the fact there's duality. Okay.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I agree with what Parinita and Debeshi said. It's very subjective, and it's completely prioritizing that moment, that situation. And if there, rightly as Devashi said, there cannot be a benchmark. It's very situational. The way a situation demands, we kind of, it's like a seesaw, we have to be here and then we have to be here and we have to be juggling. Yes.
wow, beautiful. So my next question: what are some unique challenges women face while trying to grow professionally and nurture a family at the same time? So who's coming
One
first?
question can take hours.
Yeah. I
I know.
think I agree with her because I think there've always been, times when we've all taken a step back from work and focused on family because at that point we felt our children were young and they needed us. And where work is concerned, you feel that the work will happen. So like for me, that's what happened once. There was a very big international case which happened, but one of my girls really needed me at that particular stage. And at that point, I felt, the childhood or that requirement was more. And of course, it was without a blink, I did choose that. But it's not that the work didn't happen. It's not that somebody else cannot handle it. Work will always happen.
In fact, for me, I think the challenges have changed from phase to phase. I got married in a joint family. We were a Gujarati family of 7 people, and for a while, I had to take up the role of a housewife, settle things, get used to the things, and then again move on to work. Then again, as I had my son, I took a little break, about a year and a half to 2 years. Thereafter, I've been on the jobs at in those times. Then when I decided to be on my own, again, The challenges are that when you're on a job, everyone understands, okay, she has to go to the office. But when you start your own business, often people assume that, अरे खुद का ही काम है ना, आज मत कर. Let's take a break, or this is more important, do that tomorrow. So when you start on your own, the expectations from the family completely change, because when on job everything is okay and everything gets adjusted, but every time I mean I have juggled between job and business. So I took a break. I started my business. Things didn't move, and then I took too many breaks. Again, I said, no, it's better I do a job. So till 2013, I was juggling between my own, starting on my own and doing a job. I think when I separated from the joint family, and in 2015, no, I was still in the joint family, but yeah, that's when I took up my entrepreneurship very seriously, and there were times when I had to put my foot down that no, this is more important. But again, there have been phases where the in-laws have fallen ill and things like that. So I have had to take breaks in the journey.
I
So yeah.
completely, agree with what, Mital is saying. So I'll just give a metaphor. You have to think of it as your, long journey, and you're climbing a mountain, right? So you have to actually change the speed in which you're climbing. At times you have to pause, you have to enjoy the scenery. You have to, cherish those moments with your co-passenger. Because one, personally for me, I never took a break. Okay, even from doing a job and getting into entrepreneurship, I had a very supportive family who just start from office, because I had an office the moment I became an entrepreneur. But interestingly, during COVID, uh, everything became online. Right now, I operate from home, so the way I work, that has changed, and I've never been at home. Okay, so this past 5 years, I think, throughout my entire life, I've been at home, and it's the kind of relationship that I have with my daughter, and the kind of responsibilities that I'm taking in are very different. So what I want to say is, the challenges are going to change. Like, I remember, when my daughter was 3 months old and I had to join back, and when she was 18 months old, I had to go for an international, stint. My mother-in-law and mother both came and took care of my daughter. So that kind of blessed, support that I had. But so, and she grew up. We never realized that she's going to grow up, she's going to do things on her own. So right now in my 40s, I also am working, and in this journey, I'm looking at the current challenges, thinking about my 60s. Okay, in couple of years, she's going to go to college. So the nature of challenge is going to change. You have to change the speed, but be in the game. That's the most important thing. Be in the game. Pause for a moment, but never give a full stop. Because in 50s, all of a sudden you will realize that everybody who's been in the game, even they're moving slow, they've reached somewhere, and you didn't get into that car or into that bus. So whatever that you choose, be in the game. That's what I would say.
Beautiful.
There was image shared by Anand Mahindra some time back. There's a race course, and there are few men waiting on the start line, and they just have to run and win the race. And whereas there's one woman, but when she's at the starting line, she has these, lot of things on her. There's a child, there are dry clothes, and this and that. So I feel, as a woman, when we talk about challenges, it keeps changing more frequently than what a man might face, the changing challenges. And also, I've just seen it, assemble and not decrease. It's just added on challenges. Of course, like Debeshi ma'am really said it very well, that it keeps changing. The challenges will keep changing. You just need to pause, think, and see how can you now adjust to the challenge.
Wow. So, next question is very interesting one. So how do you protect your mental health and avoid burnout while managing both spheres?
I think for this, self-care and unplugging is absolutely essential.
Mhm.
It's so important to back off from, when you feel you need the pause button, be it family or be it work. I think we as women must not get on guilt trips, and we must do it as and when we feel the need.
I'll
For
be
me,
very raw in answering. May I? Sorry, Parinita, you were
no,
saying.
Of
no,
course.
Go
please,
ahead.
please go ahead.
Yeah. So I would say this term is new, but the phenomena has been there for, hundreds of years. Think of our grandmothers, big family, taking care of. Where was this term? Weren't they like really delivering their duties? So I would say just there was some, and they were working, obviously, right? They were taking care of, they were running the home ministry. So there's something that you get, the what fuels your life. So if you're connected with that, right, whether you're working for 17 hours, 18 hours, at office, at home, wherever you are, you don't get burnout, right? So, from the coach's language, we say when you're connected to your strengths, when you're celebrating your natural gifts. And all of us would agree that, the second stint of the career where we have control, we are celebrating our gifts. We are able to do what we like. I would say that's what being able to say no to things which are not aligned to the gifts. They might be lucrative at times. Okay. But to be able to protect that time is what. And yeah, I come from a joint family in Kolkata. So I'm reminded of those, big, the elders in the family and how they used to do it. So that image kind of inspires me. I won't say that, I'm even 5% of that, but that really, like, the Durga Puja style of living, there's no burnt out, right? So that inspires me, celebrating what you have.
Beautiful.
I really agree with ma'am with, when you love what you are doing, you're really in that mind. The mindset is such that when you love what you do, you don't get tired of doing that thing. But of course, there are here and there
Sorry,
situations.
I was sorry to, I don't mean to say I disagree, but I feel even if we love what we do, we all need a pause.
Correct. So that's what.
And I think somewhere as women, we are so fine-tuned to just keep moving and to say, oh, I love being a mother, oh, I love working, oh, I love this. Of course, we love it all. That's why we are doing it all. But having said that, we can still pause
Correct.
in spite of all the love. So I think in that way, we
Yes.
must literally say battery dead, unavailable.
So that, what I do, a lot of times I'm alone in my office. I have like two offices, one office where I sit. A lot of times I'm alone because my staff is working from home. I just, shut down everything, switch on some music and dance. So that's one of my stress busters. I just don't care. Okay, work hota rahega. Let's dance for 15 minutes and I'm like fresh again.
Oh, yeah, and for me, of course, I definitely love what I do, but yeah, there are burnouts. There are burnouts balancing things other than work because, of course, I love researching. I love being the business therapist that I am. But at the same time, I don't enjoy doing the management. Is there too much disturbance around?
No, no, no.
No, okay. So I don't like operational work. I don't like, as an entrepreneur, we have to wear multiple caps, and those do give burnout. At the same time, being a woman is also multiple roles. So balancing that needs, for me, sorry.
It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's where for me, I have taken multiple breaks. Every time, every year, I make it. It has become a ritual for me that I go to Goa or I go to my village. One of these two places, I leave my SIM card with my colleague, and I'm completely cut out from majority of the world. I have an alternate SIM card which is only with the close family members, and even the WhatsApp or the data is off for 20 hours a day. So I just keep certain 3 4 hours time Now that's where I have been able to write books. That's where I have been able to ideate things. I go on beach walk. I will go for swimming. I'll go for gym. I will do everything at that time. But those 7 days I'm disconnected, and I think that's the most beautiful mental balance, or that's the most beautiful recharge for me. Of course, my games are a regular recharge, but this one thing I look up to every year is going out and just living on my own, completely alone.
Great idea. I'm going to adopt that.
Beautiful. So my next question is about the productivity habits. What time management or productivity habits have worked well for you in juggling multiple responsibilities? So who's coming first?
Sorry, I just missed the question.
I think for me, time boxing really works. For me, my morning rituals really work. The early mornings really sort of give me enough time to catch up on my WhatsApp, my emails, my workout, my sacred time without any phone calls. So for me, my mornings are absolutely sacred, and that's what helps me to navigate my day.
Who's
Okay.
adding?
Amit, can you just repeat the question? I just missed that.
Okay. So what time management or productivity habits have worked well for you in juggling multiple responsibilities?
So I think when we are talking about multiple responsibilities and time management, one of the things that I've understood is to set boundaries. You know what
Hmm.
happens, especially with women, a lot of times people, like, even, Mital was saying ki there are no boundaries, especially one, you're a woman, second, you're entrepreneur, so people think खुद का ही काम है. So when you have a set boundaries and you set some timelines, ki this is my work time and nobody should really be, I won't say disturbing, but yes, coming in that zone, it's very important. And with that, if you combine the time blocks that Ravina was saying, that when you allot, this is the 2 hours of focused, so I call it deep work. So I have these blocks where I don't do anything else, but I'm just very focused. Not even my team members contact me during that time. So that's when the productivity really doubles, and that's what I've seen. So that this is something that has helped me a lot.
Yeah, I would just add on to what Ravina and Parinita was saying. For me, I design the week. So I wear multiple hats, right? I do a lot of volunteering as well. So other than the business and family, I'm also the, board member of ISAF Delhi chapter. So Tuesday is my non-billable day. Okay. So there's learning, there's, a lot of other work which are related, but it's a non-billable day. I'm not taking any client call. So that has been there for past 10 years. I follow that, right? And anybody, in my circuit would know that, if you want to speak with Debeshi on anything. So 2 to 3 calls I take for people who want to become the ICF coaches. I have long conversations. So it's the Tuesday is the day for that. So that is known in the family. Second thing, and something which I picked up from Bob Proctor's partner, I've forgotten her name. But so every day at 10 a.m., even if I'm working from home, even if I don't have any meeting, I'll change my dress. I start my day at 10 a.m. I'll change and get into a business dress. And so changing your dress, changing your space, so that identifies that psychologically this is the start of my day. So I'm a very visual person, so that works for me, right? Identify or tagging spatially or in terms of the time, that this is my this time is dedicated to that activity, or this is how I'm going to be dressed up, and this is my office hours. So yeah, and the rest of the things that you're talking about, productivity is there, but these are the two things which I do
Beautiful.
For me, yeah, for me, I think for productivity, what works the best because I'm in a field where there's a lot of ideation and creativity and innovation to be brought in. And the most ideal time for me when I really want to sit peacefully, I wake up at times when the world is asleep. So for me, the 4 a.m. or the 5 a.m. thing works best when I really want to ideate and do something which in the daytime will take me 6 hours, morning, I think in 2 hours, I'm able to bring in that productivity. So the morning time, yes. And besides that, I'm still struggling with time management and multiple things because again, socially in our community, in certain business networking sessions, a lot of places I'm a committee member. So all these roles keep adding on. So almost every evening for us is occupied, like, being a part of these things. So then at times these things come in emergency for me. But yeah, one thing that I've learned this year is disciplining myself because I've been struggling with time management and multiple roles. I used to procrastinate a lot initially. It is this last 1 year that I have, I think, been able to fight that out.
Yeah. And I'll just
Wow.
add one thing. I've started using a lot of AI tools. That saves a lot of time. At least I use
Absolutely.
6 paid apps, which saves a lot of time. Something that would take a day or like 8 or 10 hours getting done in less than 20 minutes is a gift of AI. So
Awesome. So please,
conversational productivity cannot, be complete without talking about AI.
what's
I
up,
believe
Ravi,
Debeshi?
please
there
share.
are updates.
Yes,
Right?
I want to know the apps.
Yeah.
Please
I'm
share.
I'll give you. I'll
literally
give
gone
you.
on
Hold
unmute.
on.
I'm happy to share. Yeah.
Yeah. Please do that, Debeshi, and we'll share it and put it in the captions also. I want to share something. So hold. Watch this episode of Mike Todasco. He's an AI visionary. He uses AI for his health plans as because he's based in the US and doctors don't give time. So he puts in all his vital stats in the AI and that prepares a chart for him. Then every Sunday, the family sits together, uses the AI to plan out. So this is the way of family bonding. He's got two kids, so they all sit together and plan out their week using AI. Third thing, he uses AI while driving, means leaving his daughters, children on school. So he does this quiz thing.
Wow. Very
Wow.
nice. Yeah.
Best.
I,
So that's
I
one.
use AI for a lot of this content creation. PowerPoint, 18 minutes, 10 slide PowerPoint happens in AI. I'm happy to, have a separate
We'll have some
conversation on that
session.
because I'm
Yeah.
discovering this recently. It's been, I would say, 3 weeks that I've discovered.
Wow.
We can have another round of conversation on that.
Yeah, sure. That's very beautiful. I'll share my things and I'll try to invite Mike also with time difference and see. Now let's come to the next question, which is very a hot one. Workplace bias. How do you respond to workplace bias or can respond? Because or assumptions related to your family responsibilities. I'll repeat again. How do you respond to workplace bias or assumptions related to your family responsibilities?
So, I have a very feminist view to this. And I believe, why should I respond to anybody? Why do I need to prove myself to anybody? You have a problem with my family, taking care of my family. It's not my problem, it's your problem. If somebody in my family and my social space has a problem that I'm giving more time to work, it's not my problem, it's their problem. So I do not believe in responding or wasting my time and energy in such responses. I think we have to do what we believe is correct, and automatically how we behave and how we deal and our work and our personal and our work and our whole life will speak for itself. We do not need to justify. And I think that is imperative.
I
Wow.
would
Awesome.
completely agree with Ravina. There's a responsibility in the way we voice it as well.
Yes.
Because what
Yes.
we are doing, it's just not for us. there are 10 lakhs other advocates, there are other, consultants who are watching us. We are setting the precedence for them. So
No,
this is
agreed,
not,
but agreed. But why are we responding?
no,
Where the
not
real,
responding. That's what I'm saying. I
yeah,
agree to you. We need
yeah.
not respond, and that way of being needs to be mainstream.
Exactly, but I think, and I add to what you're saying. I think the real challenge lies in is is in changing the narrative. It's in the
True.
and it begins with how we raise our children, and over here, not just the way we raise our daughters, the way we raise our sons, to sort of explain to them that this is how it's supposed to be. You know, somebody told me the other day, "Wow, your husband got the children on the weekend for some pickle class." So I said, yes, they're his children as well. Means what is so wow, So I believe the narrative needs to change. It doesn't mean that just because I'm a mother, I do everything. We do it all equally. And it's fun.
It is fun, and it's a collective narrative,
Yes.
right? And we all are setting those precedents.
Yeah. For me, I think I used to be a rebel initially when it came to all these workplace bias. I became a strong feminist in that. But over the years, I've learned to stay quiet and let my actions speak. And I voice it out when I see others being bullied or others being, a victim to these things. So that's when I speak it out because, when you speak out for your own self, I mean, in the initial years, it always used to feel like a fight. But over the years, I think I learned different ways and now I voice it out for others. But yeah, for me, and wherever I need to, I put my foot down and I make it clear also. So yeah, I've been doing that.
No, also I want to add on to you, Mitali, that we must, also speak up for ourselves. It's very important to even lay that precedent for the generations to come. It's very important not just to fight for others, but first speak up for
Absolutely.
ourselves.
Yes. So whenever there's need, I do. But with actions, if that's not
Of
needed,
course, of course.
Wow.
Workplace bias, I think, also one of the things that especially in my initial years after marriage, when I used to tell my any relative, my husband side relative that I'm working on, oh, अच्छा है, शादी के बाद थोड़ा टाइम पास हो जाएगा. I literally, so that thing, so that was like, okay, this is not time pass. Of course, there were times I never reacted. There were times I sarcastically or in a fun way, I said, this is not time pass, or gave them some. So I used to change the conversation into what I'm actually doing and what is the changes that I'm getting. What value am I adding through my work is when they realized. And, the kind of narrative you have at home impacts a lot on how your parents, matlab, in-laws are treating you, or what they are saying. It really impacts the way your children also looks at your work as a woman, working woman. So I think that boundary and that thing also needs to be set to really help managing these kind of biases.
I also would want to share a story here. So, as I said, initially I used to be a rebel and all that. Now, of course, there were days when I've been a big support to my husband. Now, over the years, when I took up entrepreneurship more seriously, uh, there was a phase where I did not have made for a long time, especially after the lockdown and all. And initially I used to just tell him that when you needed, I was there managing things at home. Now, your career is set. Now I need the family. And my family has very beautifully responded, my son and my husband. There have been times where, for months I did not have any maid at home. And I have the events coming up. I have my team sitting at home. And at such times, and, the conditioning of a Gujarati family, beating all that, my husband would go into the kitchen, cook for the three of us, and keep the dinner ready. My husband and son would take care of the home, and if I have to travel, if I have to go, there are no questions asked. You're getting late, you're coming in late, nothing. So when I have an
Fabulous.
event, rather, and there have been times when if I have run short of staff, on the events because you at times need more members. My husband has come and joined. If I am traveling and I have two events happening, my husband would say, "Okay, I will take care of your one event because weekends he's free, and the other event, I would take care of." So that has been the support, that has been the turnaround that you have seen.
Fabulous. But see, you're changing the narrative, and you have a son. So you are
Yes.
changing the narrative. Fabulous. More power to you.
Yes, more power. So my next question, it's advice. What advice would you give to women trying to return to the workplace after a career break? You mothers, mothers. So I'll just reframe it. What advice would you give to mothers trying to return to the workforce after a career break?
I would say go out, go out there, conquer the world, because you're going to come back to a cute little crying baby. Okay, no, but jokes apart, I would really tell the women who are mothers, when I started working, I have two daughters, just a quick background. My older one, I started working much later after she was past one. My younger one was just before she turned one. And it was a struggle. And I think the advice I would be give is very important is, motherhood is the motherhood of guilt trips. Please do not be guilty. There will be times when your child will need you more, and there will be times when your work will need you more. And at that
Mm.
point, you make the perfect choice, but do not get led by any kind of guilt trips, either towards work or towards parenting. And that's when you will not hit balance, as I told you earlier, but you will hit the point where you're more comfortable and in a happier position.
Wow.
Please add on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say if you are getting back to work, be in the moment, enjoy the moment of,
Yeah.
be always aware. At the same time, don't work just to show to somebody. Don't work just as a rebel. Don't work, because you
Mm.
have to show to the world that I have to get back or this is
Mm.
my regain. Work for living your dreams. Work for resuming your pattern. Because very often I've seen this, being a psychologist, I've come across cases where, when women start working, the primary reason is that he told me this or she told me this, or I just want to get out of my house. So, when the reason is something else, it will always keep being a struggle. But when you want to live your dreams and you're looking at the main goal, everything else will just start falling apart and falling in place, and everything will start becoming very beautiful. So
No, I
do it for
was
yourself only.
super. And I was about to add something on the same lines that, a lot of times you start comparing yourself and your journey with other women. She started when the kid was only 6 months, or like 3 months, or 1 year. Why am I not getting that leverage? Or why am I starting so late? And even at the workplace, the growth that you see might be very different. So, first is don't compare either your motherhood journey or your work journey with any other woman. And second is, even after joining, give yourself that space, because that first through 3 months when you're back to work, you struggle with so much of mental pressure. Ask for help and take that me time. Don't juggle too much also. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. So ask for help, get some help, and please spend some good me time, because you do require that space for yourself.
I completely agree with it. So when I had my daughter, I was still working in the corporate, and I was blessed to have a team, and especially my boss, who allowed me to work from home during that time. Right. So I joined after 3 months, but I would say almost for another 6 months, he gave me that time to start working, but work from home. uh, Not everybody gets that opportunity. Okay. So, one, if you're working in a corporate, please, when you're joining the organization and you're in that phase of a life, please check what is the culture of the organization, because it's just not your mental, your body changes a lot. Okay, so you really have to be responsible for this vehicle to carry on. For career is going to be long, right? How you take care of yourself during that time is very important. So choosing that situation where you can transition into motherhood is very important, and one has to be smart in doing that. This entire transition has to be done in a smart manner, and the rest of the things that you said is important. But the decision actually starts before you get into motherhood. If you can do it, then a lot of the things will be simple. There'll be people who will take care of you, there'll be policies which take care of you. And then I know a lot of my friends who have taken sabbatical unpaid leave for a year. There are certain organizations which allow you, they've come back and been promoted at their work. Okay, so I won't say there are many organizations like that, but that also exists. So being able to know your choices and select the one which is aligned to your goal.
Beautiful. So thank you for leading me to my next question, Debeshi. So it's for everyone. What changes do you wish to see in workplace policies to better support working mothers?
Definitely more gender neutral leave, better childcare support, uh, more giving, not undermining the whole thing of caregiving, giving importance to caregiving. I think these are the few small steps that all corporates and companies and even individuals, even as an individual boss, if you're going to be mindful of it, you can change the culture. So it's not just about the policies, it's even about a single mindset, give flexible hours. As Debeshi said, that a lot of people do not have the privilege of working from home. So it's very important to give that flexibility to ensure women continue working. And it is extremely difficult to get back to work after being a parent. So the more laws which are put in place are also not enough. Over here, more is less.
I
In
think
fact,
one of
I
the
think,
things that,
there are, sorry.
no, please not.
Yeah. No, in fact, I feel there are policies in place in majority of the industries. What needs to change is the mindset. Because there are people, I mean, they follow the policies just to show for the governance sake, but deep in the mind there is a thought process that अरे
So
लड़की आएगी maternity leave लेगा ये होगा वो होगा. But if we
agreed.
actually see, women are being managing so many things, women are capable of completing their
But
tasks in their given times.
agreed.
So
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. So while there are policies in place, are there gender neutral leaves? You know what I'm saying? Is there enough? Today, how we mothers can take maternity leaves, fathers can take paternity leave, but it's for a very short period. Why is it that they've also not been given ample amount of leave? It's a good time for both the parents to come together,
Yes,
and this will give even enough time for the mother to recoup and to get
correct.
fresh, to get back to work. If even if the policy only says 3 months, at least in 3 months, if the husband and wife are working towards a goal together, the mother will be fresher. Otherwise, barely 3 months you're taking care of a child, the father's been missing, and you go back to work exhausted.
I was about to say the same thing, that Indian companies, MNC, still have a bit of paternal leave. I've seen so many Indian companies, they don't even give a week's time for paternity leave. So yes, when there is paternity leave, for as in both the parents get leave, there's a lot of support. And like Ravina rightly said, it's not even physical, it's also mental. It's all about understanding the responsibility sharing. Then when you are stepping into, again, the mindset is not that everything I have to take care of. If the child is not well, it's not only a mother's responsibility that she should take a leave to take care of the child. It can be distributed in a way that both the parents are equally responsible. So that is something. And second thing that I've noticed, very less companies have the number of day work from home policy. I think Indian companies, so I've hardly seen. MNCs and multinational companies do give some benefit of work from home. After COVID, yes, there are companies who give, but still there is a lot of, this is something that can give a bit of flexibility to new mothers where they can juggle between taking those leaves to take care of the child or some responsibilities and also getting back to work. So I think that policies, when you're talking about, we can incorporate these kind of policies. Mindset is a whole different
Yeah.
game.
I have a unique suggestion to make over here. Like, while all of this is happening and we can't control all these private entities, right? The law of land is there. You all are expert in this. But what I would invite new mothers who are getting into this role is to actually upskill yourself or just get ready so that even if you're taking a break, you can be a consultant, you can continue doing something from home. Or maybe the organization can, so there are big organizations where they are promoting gig work, internal gig work, right? Which they the consultants within the employees within the organization can do, but it's a small gig, right? So in big organizations, it's not latched to maternity, people who are taking maternity leave yet, but this concept is there. But I'm just talking about all women who are not part of these MNCs, not working in big organization. Upskill yourself so that, while you're going through this transition, you can keep doing something. And when you feel right, you can go back and, join a bigger organization, start your scale up in any which way possible. But there are, if this mindset, because I see, jobs for her, reboot, there's so many, aspire her, there's so many entities. All women are doing it after they realize that, after they've they've lost couple of years in this journey. Now, if they can do before they get into that journey, then they have something to look up to. Now, that's something, a suggestion people can do at an individual level. Having said that, policies need to change. Nothing taking away from that.
But what I really feel is, it's again putting the pressure, and I totally agree with you. It's a very practical suggestion and a solution. And somewhere all of us, whoever sitting over here on this panel, we all have upskilled. We all are here because we have, we have modified it. But again, why is it that the onus is upon us? It is the society, the companies and the corporates who need to take the responsibility. No, it's not again upon us to upskill and upskill. Of course, that's how we have reached here. But I don't want my children to face the same issue. There, it's about time everybody changes it, puts the onus upon themselves and not upon us women. No, we've done it all. Now it's their time. So it's what you said is a very practical solution.
Again, changing the narrative again.
Changing the narrative.
Absolutely.
While I'm sitting, while I'm sitting here, exactly with how you're saying, we have upskilled, we have changed, we have tweaked. But I'm saying, why us? Let them do the needful.
Let this become mainstream, because
it's about time.
Yes, because the organization would think in terms of losing talent, right? If we don't take on these policies, we are going to lose prime talent. But again, it needs to reach that scale, Ravina, so that, it's.
But now look at, today I got so emotional this morning when I was seeing the briefing by the two Indian women. It was really, we as, on a very different note, we have always promoted Nari Shakti, we've had Goddess Durga, Goddess Lakshmi. We always believed in the women power. And it was so beautiful to see these women, debriefing. It was awesome. So I see the change happening in a country like India.
Absolutely,
the change is happening.
Yeah.
This
conversation, look at this conversation.
Agreed. Right?
And we have somebody like Amit partnering it, kind of anchoring it. So it can't be done alone sitting in the rooms. So it's a collective narrative that is getting changed. So,
Thank
Amir,
you
I
for
think
that.
we need to have a couple of more episodes with this team. We have a lot to
Sure,
share.
sure. Why not? Why not? Suggestion noted. I'll inform the team accordingly. So yes, I said Parinat doing something. Mital is doing. You. So everyone will contribute to what do you say, the development. So my last question. Uh, as part of the Mother's Day, which is coming up, what suggestions or advice would you give to young uh, ye- women, sorry, young professionals who will become working mothers in the future?
In a one sentence, I would say superwomen is a myth. The real thing is having a good team and support system with you, be it at home or be it at work.
Wow.
Yes, thank you.
So who's coming next? This is a message, suggestion, and advice. So all in three
So I'll
you're
borrow
giving.
a line from Lisa Nichols, and it's been shared with her by her grandmother. So
Wow.
winners never quit, and quitters never win. Be in the game, okay? If you are unmarried and if you want a relationship and you are you want to get into motherhood, you have to be in the game, and then don't conceptualize it, okay, how this is going to be. Don't try to have an image around it. Be in the game and own the game, and join the club. See how the journey is, and it's a beautiful journey.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just would say that go by your intuition, go by your heart, because a mother's heart can never lie. There are people out there always who will give you advices कि ये नहीं करना है, ये करना है. Do this, don't do this. Your situation by your heart, and you will exactly follow the right path.
Beautiful. So Parinita,
Um,
you're doing the summing up.
yes. So I'm trying to think what else can I say? So there are, bits and parts everybody's covered. So I
Yeah.
think like I think Debeshi ma'am had said, or somebody, that we are conditioned to first think about others and then about ourselves. We always think कि अभी ये करना है या ऑफिस का काम है या it's about my family or something. Our whatever our needs are always does. So I think live by your heart, but your actions should be from here, because again we are very emotional, as it's our nature, we are emotional, so we kind of go in that guilt trip also comes from those emotions only. So live by your heart, always follow your heart, whatever you feel, be very independent, but then always have your head in place where you know where your life is going, because maximum women don't even know what their lives are going to be even next year, because they don't really have a goal for themselves. So please always have a goal for yourself. That is one thing. Women, we are working, so we have a goal. But maximum women who are not working, they don't have any goal in life. They're just living for their family.
True.
So please have some goal for yourself.
Yeah, what you said, Parinita, gave me, I just wanted to share something which I do now. I was not doing when, I got into motherhood. And it's just not related to motherhood. It is related to, anyone, men or women, who would want to succeed in their personal and professional life. Get some North Stars for you. Okay, and real, not just the virtual ones whom you can talk and you can ask. At least they should be 10 or 15 years ahead of you, and not necessarily from the family. I'm blessed to have some North Stars in my life, so I know what my 60s are going to look like. So I didn't have that when I became mother, or entered this journey, but this is something which has worked wonderfully for me, getting people who are going to guide me, who have already walked the path. And again, I would reiterate, not from the family, not advisors, people who are North Stars. So and I'm lucky to have multiple women in my life whom I can call nights, not stars. And then stay bright.
Beautiful. Thanks for the North Stars, Debeshi. So it was a powerful conversation, and we'll continue the conversation, adding more women coffee speakers and different areas. We'll bring it up. So it's a mirror to what many women live through daily. Each story shared today echoes the resilience, creativity, and courage it takes to show up at home, at work, and for oneself. We hope this dialogue, the panel discussion today we had, inspires not inspires all the women out there, but also the workplaces, families, and communities to cultivate empathy and share responsibility. Let this be a reminder that balance isn't static, it's a rhythm we continuously learn, adapt, and grow into. So, salute from the Coffee Corner Show to the working women, because they are Durgas, Ma Durgas, and they are Mother Earth, nurturing themselves, nurturing the families, and nurturing the careers. All three together, it is they're playing the roles. So happy Mother's Day to all women out there who are playing a vital role, and stay safe. We continue the conversation over a cup of coffee, whether it's panel discussion, special episode, or the main coffee. So thank you all, Debeshi, Ravina, Parinita, and Mital. So it's thank you for your time and adding value to this panel discussion with all, and the having you all are my North Stars.
Thank you so much, Amir. Thank you for
Thank
inviting
you.
us.
And I
Thank
really
Thank you
So
you.
so
stay safe
much.
yeah.
and stay safe. It's a important day for India, as the
Yeah.
mock drill is happening, and we meet again, or we
Yes.
plan something in person. So we'll
Yeah.
invite Debeshi to come down to Amchi,
Sure,
Mumbai,
sure.
and
I'll
continue
just
the
end with
conversation.
one line, Amir. When you talk
Yeah,
about Durga Idol, I happen to work on the idol maker district, right? So when Ma Durga's idol of clay, it becomes Ma Durga, is when the
mm.
idol maker is painting the eyes. It happens early in the morning after a morning ritual. It's a very pure moment. It calls the
Wow.
pran
Yes.
pratishtha of the idol. That
Mhm.
time the idol
Yes.
gets life. So that's what you're doing right now.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Fabulous.
you. You're
Lovely.
making my work and acknowledging and giving me, inspiring me to do more.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you.
The
No,
idols cannot happen without the idol maker with such pure intention. So
Yes.
thank you so
Yes.
much
Yes.
for being that pure idol maker. And please keep on doing more and more, pran pratishtas in all of your coffee sessions. Keep
how
doing
Yeah. Yeah.
beautifully said. I totally
Yeah.
agree with her.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much. This was
Yeah,
such
yeah, and I'll
fun.
share Debishi's experience sharing, which she has done very beautifully. I just want to inform all the coffee speakers. Debeshi has been part of my journey in 8 years. We are part of the Writers Forum, Synergy Writers Forum, and where she was from Delhi, introduced by Milind Kher sir, and I so she knows my journey and how this coffee has become like a community, a social initiative, and she summed up so many things in her experience sharing, which during the conversation she picked up and shared that. So Debeshi, have been sharing your experience sharing with many upcoming speakers. What uh, is the coffee speakers goes through, and inspiring. And you all have done in your ways your journeys, you have shared your experiences, and thanks for that. Okay, in spite of having difficulties with 2 3 persons, team members are not there, but uh, this karwa is going on.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
Thank
much,
you.
everybody.
it
It
was
was
a
lovely
great
meeting you
discussion.
all.
Yeah,
Yes.
same,
Yes.
same,
Yeah.
nice meeting
So I'll
you.
share the details, and you all can continue the conversations, and
Sure,
Lovely.
this
sure.
way. And you have to invite, we 1 2 3 4 have to invite Debishi,
Yeah,
because
Yes,
she's
yes,
yes,
from
sure.
yes.
Mumbai.
Definitely.
I'll be
Yes.
there. All of you are invited to Delhi NCR. We have some events I'll share with
Please
all
do.
of
Lovely.
you,
Lovely.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you
So
so
take
much,
care
Thank you
everyone.
so
and
Thank you so
we
much.
continue. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you,
Bye.
Team Coffee, for taking care of this recording and everything. Right?
Yes.
You're bringing integrity to this place. So thank you so much. And every time I've seen all of you doing it beautifully from the background. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks to the team, we've been growing and doing things. So that is very, yeah, thanks to them also. Yes. So in spite of few members are not there, but the other members are stretching themselves.
Thank
Yes.
you so much,
So,
everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you
yeah, take care.
so much.
Bye.
Bye.